well, welcome everybody. Tonight I'm going to be sharing really my personal true story, something that really took me a lot to put together and to be able to share with you. There's an echo. Okay, I am having technical difficulties. All right. Is there still an echo? Yes and no. Okay, there's a lot of people that don't hear it, so it's just some computers. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully the echo doesn't get too bad for other people. But I'm super, super excited. I'm going to be delving deep into really my story and where I got, how I got here at this point. So let's go ahead and get started. I can hear the echo myself. I apologize, guys. All right. So tonight I'm going to be sharing my story as a single mom rising from poverty to success, and really this is going to be something that's a lot deeper than any other webinar that you've ever been on. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, before I delve into my story, I really want to just share a special message with everybody. Really, as I sit here in awe of what has transformed in my life the last 8 months, I am humbled, I am grateful, and I am honored to have the most incredible, heart-centered, love-filled friends and support around me. I would not be here if it were not for the people who showed up in my life and believed in me before I did. So thank you so very much to each of you. You are blessings in my life. So tonight I'm going to be delving deep. Tonight we will be doing something very different from most webinars you have attended. Tonight will simply be the sharing of my story on a very deep and personal level, sharing with you the life struggles, the story, and the transformation. No hype, complete transparency in every way. As I embark on this moment, there might be some crying, some laughter, and some incredible transformations within me, and possibly even within yourself. I encourage you to embrace them with me and love yourself fully for them. Be fully present as I am with you. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the days of my childhood and really where it all started years and years ago. And I'll be looking into the deal here, so just let me know if it's echoing or if you can't hear me. Basically, many years ago, growing up, I grew up in poverty. I literally, really, that's all I knew. I simply knew that is what life was about. I knew it as that's just how it is. I grew up in a very broken home, a lot of unhappiness and loved in many ways. It was just that we couldn't live together, and especially my father and my mother, as many of you can resonate, fought consistently and didn't allow really peace to come into our home. So my entire time growing up, we lived way below our means. We lived paycheck to paycheck. I remember growing up and being the person, the kid in school that only got 2 pairs of pants and two shirts to start school and through the year with that. It was very difficult for my parents to even buy me clothes, and I would get hand-me-downs from Goodwill and Friends and different places like that, and it was difficult. I would see other children, and I'd see them, happy and wearing all the name brands, and those things don't matter to me now. But when you're growing up, you look at that and you say, how could my life be if I was in that place? So really, it came to a point where when I became a teenager, and I really hit a wall. I hit a wall of sadness and depression, and there were days I just didn't want to live. There was literally days where I was suffocated by my negative surroundings, and all I wanted to do was leave my home. And that's what I did. I would hang out with friends. I delved into a lot of things I shouldn't have, and literally platformed myself for a lifetime of failure if I kept going that path. I really just wanted a way out and really another family. And that's saddened to say, and I feel very hurt saying that, but that's coming from my core. When I was growing up, that was definitely something I was feeling, and it was something that I was going through. So that really took me to another level. As I became a teenager, I really realized what I needed to do to really get out of that situation. And so I moved out on my own at the age of 16 years old. So I made the choice to move in with my boyfriend difficulty and physically abused for at least 2 years. And with that, I gained over 40 pounds through emotional eating and unhappiness and really trying to fill the hole that I felt within me. But I knew that that was not the way. So after those 2 years, I really made the choice to really leave that life and really gain the courage and the faith. So this is where I turned to another transition in my life, a point in my life that really brought a lot of light, but a lot of challenges. And at this point, I was about 20 years old. I had moved back to Albuquerque, New Mexico from Phoenix, Arizona, and I was sort of on my own around 18 or 19, just really serving, in the restaurant industry, trying to find a job. Put myself into bankruptcy, literally $56,000 in debt, and I was going nowhere. I was partying all the time. I was literally surrounding myself with not the people that really encourage or inspire me. I was completely clueless as to what my life would be and where I was going and really what my purpose was here. I had no idea who I was and what I could do for others. It was really down to a selfishness in all actuality and a path that I grew up in that led me to this point. So I spent quite a few years really putting myself into debt and placing myself in a position that would really hinder me for many years. At that point, I met a person in my life, and I ended up getting pregnant at the age of 20 years old with my youngest daughter, the light of my life. But that was very difficult because I was young and I didn't know what to do, and I was in a place where I couldn't even take care of myself, which literally scared me to death. How could I take care of somebody else if I couldn't take care of myself? And so started just sort of a journey of challenges.
So as that went on, I of course,
and ended up staying with the father of my daughter, and we had quite a few difficult times, a relationship built off of lies, and mostly on his part, not on mine, and me not knowing who I involved myself with. And so I really opened up the doors to really deciding what choices I had to make to take that next level. I was basically supporting us. We were living in a small little room in his sister's house, and there was no room for a little one to come in. And I knew there was a better way. I was the only one working 40 hours a week. I was supporting us all the way up to 7 months pregnant. I just decided that was the end of that relationship, and I really needed to move on and take that next level in my life. So I basically called my mom, and I really took that leap of faith. I really gained the courage and had at that moment. It's really all I had. And in that moment of fear and doubt and loneliness, I made a commitment to somehow really creating a better life. And so I called my mom and my stepdad, and I said, hey, come get me, bring a U-Haul. I'm moving back to Phoenix, 7 months pregnant, on the tip of just literally self-destruction, I would say. I had to make that choice. So as I moved on in this period of my life, 7 months pregnant, I was out on my own again, literally with nothing. I moved out there with no job, The job that I did have that I was supposed to transfer through didn't hire me again because I was pregnant. And so I was a single mom living in my mom's little one-bedroom apartment, and was without a job for about 3 to 4 weeks when I got there. When I finally got a job, it was a job at Walmart, making about $600 per month, working 40 hours per week. And that really saddened me, but it was the only way that I had to make it at that point. And I just kept going. So my at that point in my life, and please forgive me, everybody, I'm a little nervous and I'm a little emotional right now. So if my words aren't coming out very clearly, I apologize for that. But at this moment, over the next 2 months, I had my beautiful daughter, Lexi, and she was born, and it was an incredible moment of my life, because I really saw what life was about. I felt a love that I never felt before, and I had somebody else to take care of. It wasn't about me anymore. It was about that person that I just brought into this world. And so from the outside perspective, really didn't look like I had much of a chance in life's month. I'm literally living in poverty. I did not want to be that story. I knew deep down that there was something more for me, but I still kept searching in the wrong places. So the wheels keep on spinning, right? We make choices in our life throughout our process that we sometimes make the same mistakes over and over again before we really learn from them. So I allowed people to come back into my life with the idea of feeling, the sadness, the doubt, the unhappiness within. And really my idea was just one big happy family. That's all I ever wanted, and that a lot of that rooted to the way I grew up, the way my family was, and really the experiences I went through as a child. So I allowed her father to come back into my life, and we ended up spending about 8 years together. These 8 years were very unhappy and unfulfilled. They were They were very difficult in many ways. Besides the fact of my 2 beautiful daughters, I had no happiness, no love. I didn't love myself. I didn't have self-confidence. I literally was on points of depression. I was fluctuating my weight over and over again, emotionally eating, and really not creating a happy surrounding for myself and within. So 8 years with their father, who did not love or support or encourage me on my journey and what I was going through. And I take responsibility for not doing the same with him. I had another daughter on the way, and that really that's a sign of I need to do something. I was merely surviving in poverty and sadness over these 8 years, with no trust, no love, no beauty, and a constant struggle to find love from others. And so my second light of my life showed up. Mercy was born, my beautiful daughter, who lit up my life and brought in smiles and happiness, and at a point really filled that empty space that I could not seem to fill up for a long period of time for my entire life. And so she was born, and that truly was a beautiful moment. I had 2 amazing blessings in my life that really platformed me for a search for a higher purpose. And so the several-year journey began. My road to success and financial freedom really opened up. During this time, I was serving in the restaurant industry, really, again, living in poverty, had no money, was in debt. After filing bankruptcy, did not have the opportunity to really redeem myself and build that up again because I didn't have the income coming in. I had bills over bills, and all of these debts hanging over my head, and I was frustrated, I was angry, I was sad. I really didn't know what to do, but I kept going, and I opened up just my mind to different possibilities. So I was in search of a change. I was in search of that lifestyle change. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I didn't want to work in the restaurant industry. At this time, I was working 60, 65 hours a week as a restaurant manager, just having my second child. Really missed the entire first year of her life, her first step, her first word, everything. And that really hit my heart, because those are moments you want to cherish, that you want to be there for. So I spent about 3 years searching. I lost about $15,000 looking online for a way to come home to my children. And in that process, I learned a lot, and I gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. About 3 years in, I made my first $200 check from home with the company, and I was excited. I looked at that as like, wow, there's possibility in this. It's solidified that, these years of searching, that there is something more to this industry, and to finding something better than working for somebody else, and really bringing my life to my own terms and living by my own means. And so 3 years, after a year in that program, after making about $200, $250 a month at most, I really opened my mind again to what the possibilities were out there. So I spent about 3 years in a program that did not duplicate and truly help others, but I did come in very successful in a way. It was basically an opportunity to really step up to my own leadership and really build my own skills in this industry. So I was a top recruiter for 2 years in a row. I recruited 61 people in 60 days, and it really was the opportunity to come home to my children, not in a way of a lifestyle change, but to come home to them. The most I made in a month was about $2,000 to $2,500, but it was still living in poverty. I was still living below my means. There were many times where my utilities were being turned off, that I couldn't pay my rent, that I had to go to churches to get food in my fridge, to literally borrow money and sell my belongings just to make it in this world and support my children. So at this point, I realized I kept working and working. I realized that work paid off, and that's what's going to build my income and really get me to where I need to be. But what was happening was nobody was winning within my team that I was building. Nobody was really duplicating or succeeding, and that didn't really fulfill my purpose. I knew I had to help people, and if I couldn't help people in what I was doing, why was I there? So I built enough income to come home, but it still was living paycheck to paycheck. So about 3 years into it, about 2.5 years into it, I really opened just an idea and doors to what was possible for me and how I could truly help other people. So at this moment, I had to go back to work, and this was actually a couple of years ago. During that time in that business, income was going down, and I was really living below my means. So my income was diminishing, and I had to make that choice to go back out there and work for somebody else. I was in a job outside home for another 2+ years after firing my boss the first time. I had to go get a boss again. I was trying to make my way in the industry while doing this, still building back up my home business that I was in, and in search of a way to have that change within myself and within my lifestyle. And so doors started opening. And this is when difficult times hit. This was a very, very hard time for me. I really was realizing that the relationship I was in with my daughter's father was not benefiting me, that it was hurting me, and it was hurting my daughters. And I really looked at it as just so much unhappiness and no support and no love for what I saw, the bigger picture, the bigger vision, and really it was an opportunity to really see within myself. So at this time, I was living in a little two-bedroom apartment. My mom was living on my couch. I was supporting her, supporting my sisters in and out of my home, and supporting him basically during almost the entire relationship we were in. And one night, my mom took my car and she got in a horrific car accident. She literally could have died that night. She could have died because of the way the person hit her. And not only did that hurt me because my mom got hurt and I was so worried and scared of her safety, but also my car got totaled and we ended up without a car for about 3 weeks, walking in the hot Phoenix sun, 115 degrees with my daughters, having to go from place to place without any transportation. Money diminished. We were supposed to move to another state. That went down the drain, and we literally were positioned in a very difficult moment. Overdrawn in my account and literally no place to go. So this was an opportunity for me to open my heart and my mind to really see what was out there and what I could do. I really had no choice at that point. I was at rock bottom. There was no more bottom to go except for living on the streets. And that really was not an option, not when you have 2 beautiful daughters. Is the sound gone again? Can y'all hear me? Okay, great. Sorry, some people said they couldn't hear me. All right, awesome. Thank you. Yes, so basically, at this point in my life, I really opened my heart and my mind to not really knowing what my path was or where I was going, but that I had to make a choice to make that change. And so I started looking online really for people and for training and for guidance and for that different, that different opportunity or that door to open. And I just committed to learning and growing at this time. And I ran into quite a few different people that really, truly guided me. A few people are, Katie Freiling and Amanda Marie and Jonathan Budd. And, these people that came into my life, and really I built relationships with amazing people that really started allowing me to step into my own greatness. And so it really opened my heart and my mind to the possibilities of my life and what really is destined to be. So at this moment, I went the wrong, oh goodness. I forgot to share with you a very important moment. This moment in my life where I really opened my mind and my heart when my mom got in that horrific car accident and when things were just going absolutely downhill, I had to make a choice to surrender. I literally remember sitting in my room so frustrated and angry and just, oh my gosh, I was so lost with everything that was going on in my life. I was literally lost on a level of just not knowing where to go or what to do. And so I spent about 3 hours to myself in the darkness, literally crying and surrendering and just accepting what was, because I couldn't control anymore. I literally could not do anything to make it better. I had worked so hard for so many years. I had put my heart into so many things for so long, into my family, into my work, and I was still living in poverty. And I was so very scared of what was going to be, but I knew I had to finally just let go, to truly accept at that moment where I was at and, release control, absolutely release control. So I spent 3 hours crying myself to sleep, asking questions to myself of, why am I here? What is going on? What is my purpose? Why is this happening to me? And really, it was such a breakthrough. From that moment on, doors started opening and brighter days started coming. This is when my commitment to my spiritual journey really opened up. This was the moment in my life where I transitioned from not loving myself, from not having self-confidence, from not believing in myself, to becoming fully loving of who I am, the leader that I was destined to be, the mom that I knew I was, and to allowing the people and the experiences to come into my life. So at this moment, I committed to a spiritual journey. I committed to reading, to studying, to praying, to meditating, to whatever it took to really allow myself to bring in that next level and bring that guidance into my life. So I decided from a lot of things that I opened up to and I learned was to create space for more to come in. And this was a very difficult choice, and many of you can resonate with this because many of us have people in our lives, or we have relationships, or we have things or possessions or experiences that we're holding on to with a full emotional attachment. And I didn't realize I was doing this, but it was not allowing me the success and the love and really the money and all of these different things that I was hindered from for so long because I didn't create space for them. So what I decided to do was really release many relationships, many things, possessions, experiences, past, childhood circumstances that hindered me from fulfilling my purpose and my mission. It really built an open door for pure love, not only for myself, but to allow radiant love to flow into my life. And that was so transformational for me, for deciding and making that move of those areas in my life. It really opened up doors to bring in those peoples and those experiences, and the opportunities to really bring my life to that next level. The most important thing that I learned at that point was how to say no. Many of you can probably relate to this. I used to say yes to everybody and everything. I felt that I had to, that I couldn't let people down. And what I was doing was I was filling myself so much up within me and around me that I couldn't let anything else in. So I made a commitment to, no matter what challenges that I would face every moment, just staying aware, open, and ready, and just being fully committed to the process. And so at this point, it was really awesome because I had really opened up. I had learned so many things, and I had really positioned myself to just being a sponge, being a full sponge for the industry, for other people who had results that I wanted to have. And so I decided to brand myself, and my brand exploded overnight. Literally in only 3 months, I started building a strong, a lot of strong, beneficial relationships in this industry that would pay me for a lifetime. I created a brand and a name for myself. I had my first $2,000 day, which was absolutely incredible. But really what it came down to is I made it a purpose and a goal to inspire as many as I can. From the transition in my life, the spiritual journey that I committed to, and really releasing a lot of things out of my life, I allowed myself to really open up the doors of my higher purpose. So I built a community around my leadership, my heart, and my purpose, and then something incredible happened. The people, the experiences, the possibilities started opening up. I'm crying a lot on this. I knew at that point that I had to make a change, and not just one change, but many, many changes in my life to really fulfill my purpose and to be able to help other people. And so here I am again. You all know I was spinning my wheels. I went over this before. This time it was a definite choice. It was a choice with no question in my heart and my mind of where I was going. I really had no idea what that path was, but I knew it was something of greatness, of something that was going to fulfill a higher purpose and to help so many other people. So I became a single mom again. I decided at that moment to release the people out of my life that were hindering me and that were sucking the energy that I needed to help other people out of me, because I surrounded myself with that negativity and with that discouragement and that unsupportive nature. And so I decided to split from my girl's dad, and I became a single mom. And I knew at this point I had a lot of challenging times ahead. Right when I made this decision, I had my mom and my sisters living with me. He was living with me, and I was basically supporting everybody in my life. And I made the decision to say no, and to the full loving of myself, so that I can not only be the best for my children, but for the people around me, for my friends, for my business partners, for my purpose. So the decision to raise my daughters on my own, I really embraced that journey as a single mom. I came into it with full awareness with what was ahead, and knowing that I was responsible, for the bills, and for even going into more poverty than I already was. But I knew that I had an opportunity at this moment to change my life. The release of taking care of my family, my mom, my sisters, their dad, and feeling responsible for them fell away. And the opportunity to be fully loving of myself the open door of others loving me fully and unconditionally started opening up, and I started really attracting the people in my life that I deserved. And the transformation of surviving to truly living within me started happening. And so doors opened. I had built relationships with some amazing people. Amanda Marie, who is a dear friend of mine and a business partner. Really, we just connected, and we knew that we had a higher purpose and a higher vision. And so the Body by Vibe Challenge showed up in my life. We connected with an amazing leader in this industry named Aaron Fortner, and we decided right then and there. We did our due diligence. We knew what the company was about. We knew that we had to partner with people that really were changing lives. And so this is what my journey was with this. And I'm not sharing this with you in any means to promote this. I'm sharing this with you because this was the change in my life. This is what brought my opportunity to change other lives and position me here and now with you. Not only in business, but in my brand, in my life, in my surroundings, and that transformation that was needed. So at this time when I found out about this, I was about 35 pounds overweight. I was still emotionally eating, and I was unhappy with myself in many ways, physically and within, as I was going through the process of fully loving myself. So on the Body by Vibe Challenge, I had an incredible transformation. I lost 35 pounds and 5 sizes, and I literally became that size and that person that I was in high school, and it was absolutely incredible. I felt not only good on my physical appearance, but it really changed within, because I felt amazing with myself. And so I embraced that moment, and I really took that on. And really shared my story and my testimony with other people so we could change their lives. So what have I accomplished since 8 months ago? You all have heard my entire story from when I was a child to my experience in this industry and where I'm at now. But really the last 8 months have been the most transformational, the most incredible months of my life, and have literally been just a true blessing. So what I've been able to accomplish is I've built a massive community with other leaders in this industry, great, amazing people that I've already mentioned, Amanda Marie, Aaron Fortner, Molly Dalback, many others, of heart-driven leaders. And I made that commitment 8 months ago with my business partner to do this, to create that higher vision, to really bring an awareness to what we need to be doing in this industry to really help other people. It created immense amounts of wealth, abundance, and love in my life. So not only did it bring in the income and take me from poverty to financial freedom, but it brought abundance in all areas. So within me, around me, my surroundings, the love that was in my life from people and within myself was just growing and growing by the day. And so now at this point I feel so fully loving, and I know my beauty, I know who I am. So I went from poverty, living below my means, to financial freedom, firing my boss again as a single mom, and setting not only myself but most importantly, so many others up for true success within just a few short months. And I've helped many earn their first dollar in this industry to thousands, have 28 people in my team qualified for a free black BMW, and feel absolutely incredible to be a part of that journey for them. And so this is a new day. The story is just beginning. This is the moment that I really feel by sharing the story, even with all of the technical issues and, you know, me really delving into the emotional side. This is the beginning. This is a new day, not really for me, but for you. And this isn't, this has been the most important platform for me to fulfill my purpose and for me to help as many people as I can. And that means what that means is me bringing awareness and love and greatness to others and allowing them to tap into their fullest potential. I'm fully just blown away by what has happened in my life and where I'm at now and what is going to be in the next few months and by the end of this year. But essentially, it's just down to helping as many people as I can. And you have this opportunity right now to do the same just by being a part of this webinar, listening in on my story, and sharing the message. So as I go on, I just want to share with you a little bit of what can open up for you when you really position yourself in the right place and build relationships with people and open your heart to your own spiritual journey, or open your heart to what is possible in your life, your own infinite power within. And that's really what I did, guys. That's all I ever did, was I just committed to the process. I committed to the process and to what was destined to be, and not knowing exactly what was going to happen, but knowing that it would, you know, knowing it would, knowing that it would all come full circle. And so as you can see with my beautiful pictures here with many people in my life that I fully love and I appreciate, and I couldn't put up all of the pictures of everybody, but you can definitely visit my Facebook to see all of them. The relationships with people who just mean the world to me and who have been an integral of my growth and my transformation, really that opportunity to really fulfill my path on this earth. And I feel that this is the stepping stone. This webinar, releasing my story and allowing it to be out there, has really opened up my heart and hopefully allowed you to take that next level in your life and encourage you and inspire you to be courageous and to be loving of yourself and to commit to the journey and to be fully present with what's in your life now and what the possibilities are for you, because it really just comes down to being fully aware, because they are already there. They are there for you every step of the way. It's just you saying yes and you opening your eyes to what is there and what can be possible for you. So it is time, my friends. It is that time as I close up here, as I feel, you know, just fully appreciative of every single one of you, of all of you who are on this webinar, and many of you who didn't even make it to this webinar that have supported me, who have been through this journey with me, who have been a part of this amazing transformation in my life. I want to thank you. I want you to know how much you are in my heart and how much my dedication and my commitment and my heart is to your success and your journey. For those of you who are on this webinar and you are on as a guest, or you heard about the webinar from somebody else, I want to work with you. I want to help you achieve your dreams. My purpose is to change as many lives as I possibly can. I here on out announce my purpose as bringing as much wealth, abundance, and love into this world that I possibly can for others. And that really is an opportunity for you to really open your heart and mind and go through the same transformation in your life if it's needed. So basically what I'm giving to you, my friends, is really the deeper side of how I got here. Many of you know, many of you who are on this webinar knew, you know, in my previous free gift, it was more about, you know, leads and how to build your business and all of that. But I did that for years, and I still hindered myself. I still didn't create the wealth. I didn't create the abundance. I didn't create the love. And it was till I committed to that journey of that awareness and that love in my life, that love for myself, that I really got there. And there were steps that I took. There were initial steps that really opened up my awareness and allowed me to get to that level. And so what I'm giving to you for absolutely free is you are going to get my 5 free videos revealing how to attract more wealth, abundance, and love in your life now. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/join Jenn May. It is my fan page. Click on like if you are not a fan yet, and make sure you click on the welcome to the left if you already are, to opt in for your free gift. If you go there now and you're not a fan yet, it'll be right there in the front. You can opt in, you can watch the video, and you will get that very first video in your inbox right away. I'm super excited to share this with you, as it's going to help you delve deeper and take those integral parts of your life and transform them, and really allow the emotional attachments to different areas in your life and release them, and really become aligned with your path and why you're here, and start bringing those results in your business. This is where it's at, guys. It's where you take that deeper commitment to your own path and your own love for yourself, so that you can benefit others and you can help others. So again, that's facebook.com/join Jenn May. You can opt in there. I just relaunched my brand, so you'll see a beautiful, beautiful new customized picture or setup there. You can opt in right below. If you have any comments, I would truly appreciate, you know, any likes or comments right below my opt-in there. There's a place where you can do that. And I truly appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoy that. So what do you want to change about your life? At this moment, I got choked up quite a bit on this webinar, but in all actuality and in all truth, my purpose here is to help you, and in any way I possibly can. So what I'm doing is I'm opening the doors to free 15-minute consultations to really help you in the areas of your life, you know, where you want to change, no matter if it's business or personal or whatever it is, but opening up that opportunity for you to speak with me directly, and really bring an awareness for you, or any guidance or direction that you need, and helping you go towards your path that you're destined to be. So first, if you came to this webinar from either one of my team members or a friend or a business partner, make sure you get back, you know, connected with them. Most of them are connected with me. You can definitely set up a call with me through them, or you can contact me directly at 480-580-1033. My email is contact@jennkmay.com. And again, my Facebook, my personal Facebook profile where you can message me is facebook.com/JenniferKMay. And you're more than welcome to contact me. Let me know right away. I will only be taking these 15-minute consultations over the next 48 hours. So make sure that you are ready and really getting tapped into me and connecting with me as soon as possible to position yourself for that 15-minute consultation and seeing how I can help you in your business and in your life. So I'm going to leave that up just for a minute so that you can grab that. And this will be recorded, so you'll be able to see it.
And as we close out here,
I can actually go back to that. As we close out here, I again just want to say how much I appreciate you. I am super honored and super excited for the next 6 months, not really of my life, but of yours, and how I can benefit you. Thank you for your support. Any comments, likes, sharing that you can give would be truly, truly appreciated. Let me know that you did that. I'm in full support of your mission and your passion and your purpose. Connect with me. Let's build that relationship to a next level. And thank you, everyone, for being on this webinar. I truly, truly, and I am truly honored and still a little choked up. So everybody have a beautiful night, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.